So, how many fatalities can actually be done in real life? I don't know the answer. Please stop asking me these crazy questions, Vic.
Look, I just want to know because once I start hearing the police sirens, should I just be like, all right, I can only get two of these down, or should I just wing it and try to see if I get four?
I
Well,
don't
dude, it all
think you should.
depends on how many stars you have. If you don't have all 5 stars, you need to
No,
keep going.
no, guys, don't. We're mixing game references. Anyways, guys, welcome back to this issue of Words with Nerds. As always, I am your boy, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It is me, Slick the Vic Rodriguez.
And it's Space Case, aka Vince. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, you saw me do some finger guns and then smack my microphone out of place immediately. So I'm done with the finger guns tonight. You guys don't have to worry anymore.
He's done with the finger guns, guys. So, Mr. Space Case, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one for the intro.
Okay, so if you guys have been paying attention, me, Victor, and DJ all rotate topics throughout the weeks. So I have the pleasure of having this week's topic. And I was torn because there's all sorts of awesome stuff coming out. I wasn't sure what to pick, but you know, I'm kind of surprised myself because I have no experience growing up with this. I have no idea. I've never seen any of the movies, but man, I checked this out. Victor, why do you have your finger up?
Can I lead into what you're going to say without you having to say it?
Wow, dude, way to just like throw cold
Definitely
water
throwing
into
off
my
his vibe.
warm.
All right.
Not cool, bro.
What's up?
Not
Dude?
cool.
What's so important?
Wow.
No,
Saw,
finish what
dude.
you were going to say. Say what you're going to say.
Saw,
Bro,
dude.
listen,
Saw.
this week we're talking about Mortal Kombat, the movie that just dropped, and I don't know, man, like, our excitement should excite like, you should be excited because we're excited. Oh, yeah, I don't know who's playing that, but thank you. It feels so official to run over my words.
All right, we're done with that. Sorry. That was the whole bit.
All right. Don't say too much because we're going to get copyright strike. People are going to start coming for us for money from us. We're going to be like, bro, I don't got, they got
no.
like lit in my pockets. That's about it. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Anyways.
No copyright.
Yeah. I don't want to get copyright striked.
As Victor wears a champion, just like 90 logos on his t-shirt.
We're going to have to completely blur Victor's torso because he's just rocking champion. Meanwhile, DJ and I are just rocking like plain old color shirts. What shirt is that, DJ?
This is actually this is Star Trek. This is the Starfleet, the Fleet Yards in San Francisco. You can also check this out. Hold on.
We standing up.
I have it on the back as well.
I was just going to be like...
That's sick, dude.
It's pretty sick, yeah.
I like that.
My Falcon shirt comes in a couple of days, so
man,
pretty jazzed about that.
So before we dive into Mortal Kombat, I just want to say something real quick in regards to last week's episode. So if you guys listened last week, we covered Invincible, which is Amazon Prime, and Robert Kirkman mashing up and giving us an awesome new animated series about superheroes. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, definitely go check that out as well. Mm-hmm. But we're hyping the show up so much, and all three of us are so in love with it. And today, it got announced that Amazon has picked Invincible up for not only a season 2, but a season 3. Like, that's insane. To just be like, we don't want one more, we want 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty
so cool. Yeah, I mean, rarely do shows, especially animated shows, get like the multiple order thing like going on. Like Rick and Morty is like, I think they have like 3 or 4 more seasons renewed. The Simpsons, they're literally always getting renewed for their stuff. Oh, yeah. But like they're heavyweight. They've been in the game for 30 plus years. So I mean, to see something like that has that kind of comic book history, you know, for us nerds, that's pretty cool.
I think it's also due to like the star power on that show. Just like the fact that like they were able to get J.K. Simmons, Stephen Yeun. Like they were able to get these actors, and they're just like, you know what, it's doing well, and more actors from rumors want to be on the show because there's so many more like casting opportunities now. So it would have been a shame if they were just like, we're just ending it now, because they could end it now. The episode tomorrow, I think I know what it's going to be, but it would be such a tease for the rest of the series, because it's going to amp up after. Well, it's going to amp up season 2. I know for a fact. Sorry.
It's going to amp up because we talked about it, and everyone's going to go watch it.
Yeah, hopefully. Jesus Christ. Amazon, give us free sponsorship.
Come on, guys. Come on.
There's a funny video. I don't know if you guys saw, but it's a FaceTime call between Robert Kirkman and Stephen Yeun. And Stephen Yeun is freaking out because Robert Kirkman's like, listen, man, I got some news. And Stephen's like, what's up, dude? Is everything okay? He's like, yeah. We just got picked up for season 1 or for season 2 and 3.
That's dope.
Super excited for those.
Yeun.
It's got to be a good year for him. Yeah,
he's having a great
He's up
year.
for an Oscar for a movie he was just in.
Did not win it, but he should have.
Oh, did that already pass? Am I out of date?
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
The Oscars were Sunday, but I gotta tell you, nobody ever watches that shit, and it was hella awkward. And
one of my friends was working it. It was weird. I didn't watch it.
Chadwick Boseman should have won the Oscar. I love Anthony Hopkins, but sorry, bro, that's garbage. Anyways, on to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of critics kind of hating on this movie for typical reasons. You know, like these critics, man, can you be any more vanilla with your review? And like we did Godzilla a couple weeks ago. Actually, fun fact, we did a review for Godzilla. Me and Victor, David was out. Me and Victor just covered Godzilla, and the episode actually got fucked up, so we never actually released it.
Bless our sponsor, but fuck them at the same time.
It's in the archives.
It's in the archives.
At some point,
maybe we'll go back one day and revisit Godzilla. But
one day.
Kind of the consensus, I think Victor might agree here, is with Godzilla and with these like big cult kind of movies, like you have to take them for what they are. Like, we're not talking Oscar nominations. We're not talking amazing story arcs. Like, this is a movie based off a video game that is extremely popular. And for you to go in and expect an Oscar nominated movie, I think you need to, walk it out, dude. Like, your expectations are too high.
I will say when I saw a lot of the critic reviews, fans of the movie, they said they loved it. A lot of the critic reviews were just like, oh, very poor writing. And I agree with you. Like, what the hell were you expect? It's a movie about a dude who throws a spear, and the highlight is get over here. It's not like Hemingway wrote the script. Like, go in there just watching a fun movie. That's what it was. It was a fun movie, and that's what I like. The positive reviews were like, it was a fun movie, that's all it is. Just go into that mentality.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you guys pretty much touched on it, but it's a video game movie, and unfortunately, video game movies get just fucking shitted on by critics and reviewers, and it's just like, I think for the people that actually enjoy the Mortal Kombat series, it's just a fun movie. Like, I wasn't expecting it, like you guys said, to be some Oscar-winning, effects or story. Like, it's really good. I've played like 15 games from this franchise, all the way from the first one to Deadly Alliance to 11, like
Armageddon stuff.
Armageddon. I play the games. I love them, and just to see it on big screen and having that big screen treatment again, it was fun. It was fun. I felt like a little kid watching it again. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, and I'm coming in this once again. We kind of touched on it last week. But I have really no experience with Mortal Kombat. I kind of strayed away from fighting games as a kid because I was just so terrible. Probably goes hand in hand with my real life hand-eye coordination. I trip often. I'm often on the ground at most times.
Thank God that was that transition. You were like, it comes with real life experience, because a ninja as a child would just beat the shit out of me, and you wore a primary color.
Well, that also happened, but I wasn't going to bring it up. Thanks. But yeah, I'm coming in this kind of green, kind of inexperienced. I never really played the games. I never really I didn't really see the other movies, so I'm watching this kind of as a fresh movie with no expectations. And honestly, I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and there were moments where they kind of threw in little homages from the video game, like the one-liners and like character appearances and stuff like that, where you're like, that's from the video game. I love it. It was just a fun movie. So let's see. How about Mr. DJ? Do you want to kind of, without going all the way into it, without getting like super into meat and potatoes, just kind of give us the rundown of the plot we're working with?
So in Mortal Kombat in general, you have Earth, aka Earth Realm, and you have its champions or its protectors. There is a tournament that is held throughout the realms where your greatest champions from that realm come in and fight in this tournament. So the plot for Mortal Kombat is basically Earth Realm is getting their asses kicked for like 9 straight tournaments. And they lose one more, and their main opponent, the Outworld, will, basically rule over Earth. So Raiden, who is a god, the thunder god, there are gods in the series, he protects Earthrealm. So he goes and he looks for champions to participate in this tournament. And there's just this eclectic group of people on both sides, and the big bad is, it depends. It's Quan Chi, it's Shang Tsung for the most part, and they don't play by the rules, and our heroes do, but they get down and dirty, and it's just fun. I never really think there's like an actual tournament. I think in Mortal Kombat 9 and X, there was a tournament for like a half a second, but for the most part, it's just all out, balls out, like fighting, and it's so much fun to see. There's so many campy one-liners, and
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say the bad guys. I don't really know if they have like a group name. I'm just gonna call them the bad guys, but they are not playing fair whatsoever. Like they're kind of infiltrating the home base where all these heroes and good characters are kind of staying at, and trying to jump the gun on the actual tournament itself. And I kind of was expecting an actual tournament at the end, and they end up doing 1v1s in their own way, but we don't actually ever get a tournament. Victor, do you want to dive in on like Cole and Sonya and Jax kind of meeting up and what they're kind of headed towards? They have to kind of go to a certain place.
So yeah, you pretty much kind of touched on it all. Well, Dave did, and then DJ did, and it's pretty much. So Cole is a completely original character. He's not from the Mortal Kombat lore traditionally, but he's one of the chosen fighters in the movie that Sonya played, who she also is a chosen fighter. Jax, who is a chosen fighter, and then Kung Lao and Liu Kang, they all team up to go to Raiden's temple to train, because they have to find their, what is it called, Kanana, or their
Arcana.
Arcana, yeah. They have to find pretty much to fix the whole thing that they do in the video game where they have their energy attacks. They explain it that those energy attacks, or those specific attacks that they get, are from a special energy that only the chosen ones can get. Kano is also in there, and Kano, he wasn't originally a chosen one, but he's just a mercenary. He was one of the best parts of that whole damn movie.
Seriously.
Oh, dude, I love Kano.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and he
was hilarious.
And what was it? He actually said one of the best one-line. Or he was one of the first people to get to do his fatality on screen, which I thought was pretty dope. And you are right. You are right. They kind of led up into it, where then the Outworld fighters try to invade, and it's interesting to kind of see all of that, because if you pay attention. So Vince, you just said you never played any of the games, right?
Yeah, like I've dabbled. I've been at like parties or been hanging out with friends as a kid, and they're like, let's play Mortal Kombat. So like I know the typical characters. I know obviously Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya, Jax, But like you get into like I had no idea who Reiko was Commander Reiko, right?
Commander Reiko. So I actually
Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is.
I forgot about him. He's like in like what was it? It was like the Mortal Kombat for N64. I
Gotcha.
I didn't
I
actually.
recognized Goro immediately. I was like, they showed a little picture of him in the temple, like a historical picture of him, and then he shows up later, and I was like, yep, I remember this
That
dude.
was actually really cool because if you pay attention in there in that particular scene, you see all the characters from the first 2 or 3 Mortal Kombat. That's why I was like, I was as a fan, I was freaking out the whole time watching that because like all the little Easter eggs that were in there.
Hmm.
My only grievance though with that, with them setting it up and everything, David, did you think they did Goro better in the original movie? Like they made like a 7 foot tall puppet.
Like
Yeah,
animatronic, like type of puppet. Yeah, I thought he
What
looked
the heck?
way
I have to go
better.
back and watch this.
Oh,
yeah.
you gotta just go on YouTube and put Goro versus Johnny Cage.
It was one of the best.
Legitimately the best thing about the original Mortal Kombat movie.
That fight, yeah.
Yeah, I totally. But yeah, no, it looked way better in the '95
So
version.
so it's that's kind of the big that's me and DJ just pretty much if you don't want to watch the movie that's pretty much the summary of the plot is that them fighting and then if you are very into the first what was it I want to say it's the first 4 games you'll recognize locations right off the bat like what was it the pit Jax's fight
Uh
yep
huh.
that's one of the most like iconic arenas was when Jax fought the general
The general. Gotcha.
yeah
Okay. Oh, like where they're training the whole movie basically.
no,
Mm-hmm. No,
not
no, 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 no.
when there was the 1v1 and Raiden
Yeah.
teleports everyone into their specific location.
Oh, the like there's so Jax and Reiko they fight twice, right?
Yeah, and they fight in the pit.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what it's called. Which I was so hoping watching that. Spoiler alert! Like I was really hoping that Jax would do the uppercut, and you would just hear one of the monks in the background go "whoopsie," and then just watch him fall to his death. But it was still it's a really dope movie. Sorry, I'll go on for hours. What you got anything to say, Vince?
No, man. I mean, the whole movie is just like eye candy, Easter eggs, just fun. I mean, if it's not one thing, it's another. Like, it's just a fun movie to go to watch, and like, I'll gladly sit there and watch it again. There's a ton of likable characters. Even these newer characters to me, or someone who might be unfamiliar with the cast of characters from the games, like seeing them, especially Cabal, super interesting.
Bro,
I saw him, I was like, wait a minute, like this guy kind of has like Mandalorian vibes.
dude,
He's a speedster, like he's kind of badass. But
I think
I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite character? If you had to pick one character, villain or hero, I guess, who would it be?
From the movie or the
From the
games?
movie. From the movie. I know it's tough. I honestly don't. I mean,
Kung
I
Lao.
know because I knew I was going to ask you guys, so I'm prepared. But
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao was they did him right too in the movie too. They did Kung Lao, Mr. Frisbee hat, like they did him justice in the movie too, honestly.
For
yeah,
sure, probably one of the more like video game accurate portrayals I've seen of a character.
yeah. I mean,
So it's just so much fun. Like he clearly just has like that. He encompasses the character from the game,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. Kung Lao for sure. Kano is just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But he's
it was
also
hilarious.
probably like he's probably more the closest in the movie, but also it's kind of like they used him more for comic relief.
Yeah,
And
that
like in the video games, he's like a total, like he's a mercenary. Like he's trying to kill Sonya and Jax whenever he sees them.
like
Yeah,
in the
I
tournament,
do
yeah.
want to come back to Kano being the comic relief. I feel like it was very well executed as far
Very
as
well
like
executed.
story goes and how goofy the overall theme of Mortal Kombat is. Like, but Victor, you kind of agree because I agree too. Kung Lao, man, like he just seems like such a hero. Like he's charismatic. He's a badass fighter. The way he shows up is so I've never played the video games. When he showed up, and I was like, that's got to be his intro from the game. Like that's got to be how he appears when you pick him to fight.
So I love Kung Lao, yeah, but my favorite character, and it's because it's my favorite character to play next to Stryker was Cabal. Like, I loved Cabal. When I saw Cabal on screen, I'm like, they fucking threw Cabal in here. Like, what the shit? Like that was my first I was just so I watched it I watched part of the movie as I was at work, and I had to stop watching it because A, we got busy, and B, because as soon as I saw Cabal, I'm like, I need to actually pay attention to this. He was one of my favorite characters in the game. They pretty much kept his power, which was he's not a speedster, but he could shoot in a direction so quickly that he'll grab you with his sitar blades and flip you. And that was my favorite thing to do. Spam. That was my favorite spam move, because you would get so pissed if you were playing someone who knew how to use them, and he kept kind of running past you and flipping you. Sorry, he's my favorite character. Plus, he was comedic too. He was actually pretty funny. I don't know if he was a New Yorker on purpose, but that's how it sounded like to me.
He's got an accent or something. He definitely gives me Mandalorian vibes, but he's got more of almost like an East Coast accent, which was interesting.
But that was so.
I'm sensing us doing a Mortal Kombat cosplay in the future.
Yeah, that's
I could definitely see DJ, playing Jax. I could see Victor doing Cabal because he's really into all the armor cosplays and stuff.
And I'll walk around like I'm from New York.
Dude, I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could be
Goro.
I don't know.
Goro.
I could be Goro. I'm not big enough though. I'm a little guy.
Just get a mannequin head, and then get a green suit, and it just says Goro, and just walk around
it's gonna be creepy. I could do I could definitely be like Scorpion or Sub-Zero, just do the mask with the armor and stuff. That'd be fun. So many cool characters, man. Not only am I a fan of Kung Lao, but Jax, he's the first hero we get, really. We meet Cole, then we get Jax kind of following him. We're like, who the fuck is this guy stalking our main character? And then he kind of plays the hero, fills him in. He's like, hey, get in my truck, saves him from Sub-Zero, and then lets Cole get away as Jax basically defends him against Sub-Zero. And then Sub-Zero grabs Jax's arms, which I'm sure you guys saw coming because you guys know Jax has mech arms in the game. I had no idea. But he grabs the arms, freezes them, rips them off, and then throws Jax down 4 flights. And I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. That guy was cool, and now he's definitely dead.
I was watching it. So here's where the initiated and uninitiated come into it, where that was your reaction, but probably me and Victor's was just yes. Yes.
Yo,
yes,
come on!
It's all coming together. Yeah.
Look, it was either going to be that or Goro was going to rip his arms off, because Jax, every one of his stories is all right, he fought someone and they ripped his arms off. And I'm just at least they did it like this, and it's not that someone's I'm just going to rip your arms off all willy-nilly and just, watch Jax bleed out on the ground.
I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, this makes sense. So
I was definitely glad to see him again, though, when they come to the temple and he's, getting fixed up. They give him mech arms, and they're little scrawny robot arms.
They're little they were just tiny little hands. I was like, what the fuck? You can make moving metal arms. You couldn't just make them a little meteor.
And then we just kind of
see him just go his Arcana,
and then he just unlocks the Arcana, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, no doubt.
Beefy arms.
I will say it was kind of cool. I'll say it's cool for him, and then I'll say it's shitty for the other person. I will say it was cool when he was fighting Sub-Zero, that you can tell his style. He had his own style of fighting. When they were fighting, when the gun got ripped off, he was literally more very straight combat. He was a military trained dude. So he was using the environment around him to fight. He was kicking off walls, throwing Sub-Zero into walls. And I'm just all right, that makes sense. This is cool because, obviously he had to be a champion for a reason. So I liked that. And then obviously when he got the upgrades, I'm like, ooh, Woo!
There's so many varying types of fighting styles, which is very cool. I mean, you have like the traditional, yeah. I mean, you have Cole who like fights Brazilian like jiu-jitsu style, and like he's very like ground and pound, and then you have Jax who's like super, military kind of hands-on CQC kind of guy. Like uses the environment around him. He's very like top heavy fighting. You don't really see him throw a lot of kicks, but like he's straight throwing haymakers.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then obviously like the ending fight with like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Oh god,
dude,
so
that was so well done.
so good.
That was good. The only gripe I had, and I completely understand why, was Kano when he fought and stuff. Like you could tell this dude, they tried to train him in fighting, but like he just couldn't pick up like how well everyone else was.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't imagine them being like, all right, we're gonna keep it very where his fighting style is kind of. It was really comedic at times. Like what is it? He got his ass whooped because what is it? Liu Kang did the spam move. Remember the thing that we all hated?
Yeah.
Like he did the
That's
leg
like
swipe.
the leg sweep. Yeah.
And he's like, "Don't
It
do
was
that
the
again."
funniest shit, man.
Like, don't do that again.
Yo.
And what he's gonna do is like, ha! Oh shit! And he gets swiped again.
I feel like that's a good segue into the point I was gonna make earlier. This is like perfect timing for it. So Kano, like obviously he's a character from the games. They put him in here, and the way they integrate him in the story, I thought was genius. Like we know the type of movie that we are into right now. This is once again it's a movie based off a video game with kind of a far-fetched concept. So you've got all this like deep rooted like I don't even know how to put it. Like a lot of the Liu Kang dialogue where it's like you have to unlock your arcana, like all this shit where he's just like yeah whatever. Like they pretty much make him the character that is almost making a mockery of the lore in order for it not to be taken so seriously. And I thought that was a great way to kind of write his character into it, and a great way to place him in the movie. But going back to the scene we were just talking about, Victor, like there's the spam move from the game where you're Liu Kang and you just sweep the leg, and he's doing it in the movie. Liu Kang keeps sweeping Kano's leg, and Kano's like, "Is that the only move you know?"
Bro, I broke my 64
Pretty much.
when I was a kid
Yeah.
when my brother did that shit. I was like, what the fuck? And I whipped my controller at it. I'm like, whatever, dude. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that. Because that was funny. He was a good, because you are right, that movie in itself, you can't, if they tried to keep the whole thing too serious, I feel like it would have just become like a really silly movie. Like it would have just been like it's like we have to unlock your arcana and we're going to train you to fight someone that could control ice. And our best weapon against Ice Boy here is a man who throws his hat. You would be like, all right, this movie's way too like kind of out there. But they kept it to where it's that. And then there's that one character who perpetually point out, the frustration, the silliness, the kind of just like, he's like, I'm here. But it's funny because he also gets one of the first lines in the game or in the movie that's like straight out of the game, which is when they're fighting the reptile, which is another crowd favorite from the video game franchise, and he fucking nails him in the chest and rips out his heart. That's Kano's fatality in the first Mortal Kombat.
That was so fucking cool.
And then he's like,
see him throw his fist through the giant lizard's body and rip his heart out.
and he's like,
damn.
what was it? Kano wins. And I'm like, fuck. All right. I was like, damn, dude, this movie, it got me. All right. That got
Again,
me. All right.
again, I was sitting there like, yes. Yeah, show me more.
It's all coming together.
Yes.
Dude.
There's a lot of really good fights. When we come back, I'm going to ask you guys what your favorite fight was in the whole movie. So be ready for that. But in the meantime, it looks like it's just about time to take a moment and thank our sponsors for the video. So without further ado, Mr. DJ, why don't you take us out onto a sponsor break?
Right now, guys, we're going to have to recharge for a second because, as usual, our nerdiness is showing a little bit more than usual, and it's just not suitable for work. So here's a brief word from our sponsors.
Hey, Nerd Herd, are you looking for the perfect place to record your podcast?
we're here to let you know about Anchor.fm, your podcast destination. Anchor FM is created by Spotify. It's free to use, easy to learn, and extremely reliable. Plus, it uploads directly to Spotify when you're ready, saving you time and effort. Want to be heard? Head on over to Anchor.fm now to get your very own podcast started today. Anchor.fm by Spotify.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you, our wonderful sponsor who fucked up our Godzilla recording. Please help us find other sponsors that won't mess up that awesome Godzilla episode one more goddamn time.
Bro, speaking of the Godzilla episode, we had some funny ass shit. Like, I know it sounds a little conceited, but like sometimes me and Victor just crack up at each other. And I'm sure if David was in there, it would have been 10 times funnier. But I don't know. There's some lost material in that episode I wish we still had because. What were we talking about, man? We talking about who's the dude from The Mummy?
Brendan Fraser.
We were talking about Brendan Fraser doing the voiceover for like I don't even know. Was it for Godzilla?
For Godzilla, because I kept like talking like I was like one of them, where I'm just like, I'm just a gorilla, just doing my shit. And then we're just like, what if Brendan Fraser just did that? Like his career.
Yeah, they actually put voiceovers over Godzilla and King Kong, and Brendan Fraser did the voice for Godzilla. Yeah. It was weird, dude. It was weird
Matthew Broderick was Godzilla. Matthew Broderick was Ghidorah.
Look, oh my god.
He had to be there. He had to be there, and that we were dumb. I don't know what's going on. There was a gas leak in both of our apartments.
There was a gas leak. We were little. We were a little stoned.
Oh god! Thank you for getting that, David. Thank you so much. Vince, watch Community.
Community? I've seen Community a couple times.
There's the reference where they're just like they don't remember anything for like it's like a year, and they're just like that was the year of the gas leak. It's like, what year of the gas leak? Why do you all say that like it's normal?
All right, I need to start doing that because I have a terrible memory. I'm just gonna start blaming it on the gas leak.
Blame it on the gas leak.
Don't do that because someone's gonna be like, are you okay?
So like, go see a doctor.
No, but same thing of seeing a doctor. What about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back, nerds.
I'm terrible at segues.
Oh yeah, hey guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, we're back. I'm Sundance, aka DJ.
It's like Vic Rodriguez
and Space Case. We always seem to come back off break and just forget that we're recording. We're just dicking around like a bunch of idiots.
Dicks? Just a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
Dicks. Dicking around like a bunch of dicks.
Like a bunch of nether regions. Speaking of nether regions, how about we speak about NetherRealm's awesome hit, Mortal Kombat?
Whoa, what a transition. Holy shit.
And the reigning champ.
Stop.
Yeah, man, before we left, I asked you guys to do a quick 5-minute homework assignment and let me know who had the best fight in the whole movie. We got all these badass characters duking it out. So let's go with Mr. Slick Vic first. What was your favorite fight in the entire movie?
My favorite fight, just because of the fucking corniness, was Kung Lao's ultimate fight against Natara. I thought that was like one of the best fights. Even though it wasn't really a fight, it was like a short little segment like of a fight, like where it's like, oh, we're both kind of duking it out.
Yeah.
But the setup to the end of that fight, where it's just like you just see her kind of charge, and he gets his hat, throws it on the ground. I'm like, Mortal Kombat 10.
It was pretty.
And it starts spinning, and he just dives on her back, pushes her in there just like a log, and then gets his hat, does that, and he's just like, Kung Lao, flawless victory. I wish someone, which would have been Kano, would have just been like, why are you saying that? Like, why are you looking in that direction saying that? You just butchered that one.
Like, where are you looking? There's a camera?
Just break the fourth wall. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
It's my favorite. That was my favorite one just because of that particular amount of campy and gore and the actors, to the point they took it seriously enough to where you're like, that was badass. And they didn't do it where it was like too fake looking blood. Like, I was like, that's a really good scene. That was a really good ending of a fight because it was kind of the build up. but it's the same thing. Like what me and Dave, like we are initiated. Like we were both watching that. We're going, you fucked up. You fucked up. You
Yes.
flying bitch.
You
Yes.
flying bitch.
I was
That's
like,
a,
yes, yes, fly to your death.
Dude, it's funny too because there was like a scene or two before that. What's his name? Shang Tsung, the
yeah,
main bad
Shang
guy besides
Tsung.
Sub-Zero.
yeah.
Natara shows up and he's like the Huntress, and he's like hyping her up, and they're all
Oh,
talking
and
about how like her
Cabal.
screech and stuff. Dude, we barely get to see her do anything. Like she flies in, gets fucked up, and then gets sawed in half right away. I was like, all right, cool story.
Bro, that was so worth it. I thought that was just one of the best fights. Plus, like, if you are a game person from the original series, you were just like, oh man, that was worth it. That was my pick. DJ, what was yours, man? Sorry, I'm transitioning for
Definitely,
you.
definitely, for sure, Sub Zero versus Scorpion and Cole. But I wish it could have just been like a straight Sub Zero versus Scorpion fight. For those that know the lore, Sub Zero and Scorpion are just like bitter, bitter enemies, and like I'm glad that they got it correct in the movie where like the Shirai Ryu, Hanzo's clan is a Japanese clan, and then you have the Lin Kuei, who are a Chinese clan.
We're not getting into
Shihan, Sub
this
Zero's
translation
clan,
thing again.
Yeah, that's what
and
just
yeah,
came to mind.
it's so awesome though that like they stuck to that and like didn't try to like they really didn't try to Americanize them, and I love that. And in the video
Dude's
games,
losing
like
it. I'm sorry.
what is going on with you? Are you
I'm,
okay?
I'm just imagining anyone in that situation where they're like, I don't like this dude. It's like, well, he doesn't speak English, and just someone with like a dictionary just says,
Well, they both have
ain't shit.
translators.
Hold on. Because that was it you,
What is
David, or was
wrong
it
with
you,
you?
Vince, where you like said where it's just like imagine how much you don't have to like a motherfucker to
It
learn
was
his
Vince. It
language.
was
Oh,
Vince for sure.
Yeah. I
Imagine
was
how
talking
much you
about the
have to hate
frustration
somebody.
on all the language
Yeah.
barriers, and I thought that was going to be the main plot point. Is this Mortal Kombat was people duking it out because they couldn't understand each other. They're like, I'll just talk with my fists, I guess.
I was definitely so like the final fight. Let's let Victor compose himself
Just
first.
go ahead,
He
DJ.
seems like he's gonna lose it.
I'm just,
Anyways,
I'm just. Hold on. Can I say one thing? The
uh
reason why
huh.
I'm the reason why I'm laughing is I'm imagining all these fighters from different countries, and like one of the rules is like, right, one, it's a fight to the death. Two, the only way you could challenge them to a fight is if you fluently speak their language. And you just see one person like Cabal raised on. Are you serious? It's like, yeah, you have to learn their language, and you just see it's all these people in night school just learning different languages. That's why I'm laughing. I'm so sorry. That's what's going through my
Wrong with
fucking
you?
mind right now.
Something's wrong up there.
I'm
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 okay.
But
so glad that I get to edit the videos and stuff for YouTube because I'm gonna find a cricket sound and put it after that whole segment.
yes,
Dude, I think the weirdest things are funny. It just fucking. I'm sorry.
it's so weird. Like you're crying. Like you're crying over
Dude,
this.
funny as hell.
I'm sorry.
What is wrong with
Go on.
Yeah, sorry, DJ.
Sorry.
You were talking about Scorpion, Cole, and Sub
you?
Zero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Victor's just having a gas leak moment. Anyways, it's like mostly
Fuck.
community references for the win. Anyways, there's okay. So Scorpion versus Sub Zero. I think it's awesome, um, and I like how they portrayed Scorpion. Like he's not a villain in the movie, which is perfect. Like he's not a villain. He's a specter. He's a revenant of Hanzo Osashi,
They really fucked it up in
which
the
is
first one.
touched on. Yeah, which is like they touch on that in the later games, where it's just like he can be redeemed, and like I felt like they did it in the movie. So in the sequel or when we see him again, maybe we'll get some more Scorpion slash Hanzo and the Shirai Ryu, and I think that's awesome. But yeah, the fighting choreography was amazing. I like how it was like in kind of an octagon like arena. I just thought it was so cool seeing like have like hearing the Ed Boon infamous, iconic line, get over here, but it wasn't like hammed up like it was in the video games, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but when he says it, it's like it like encompasses all of the video games, and then it encompasses the character in the movie.
Yeah,
where he's just like, I finally got this motherfucker.
It made sense.
Get over here.
When he did it, it made sense to what he was doing and the whole scene. It wasn't forced at all. And I feel like all of those, like, except maybe the flawless victory line, but like a lot of that stuff was really well placed contextually throughout the movie, where you weren't just like, they're just doing it to do it. Like, it made
really
sense
was.
when they pulled that stuff out.
Now, if they had done like a little toasty, then I would have been like, okay.
I would have been like, what the fuck?
I was like, all right, relax, calm it down. But no, I felt that movie was like perfect. Definitely
a super fun movie.
Very fun.
I have to say, my favorite fight in the whole movie. I mean, there's tons of awesome physical fights going on, but to me, my favorite fart was
your favorite fart.
My favorite fart. There we go.
Which one? Was it Kung Lao's fart or was it Sub-Zero's fart?
Listen, if you guys know me in real life, you know that I have trouble with words and how I mix shit up all the time. And there we go. Now it's documented. My favorite.
He's a nerd with words.
Can that be the title of this week's issue? Is our favorite fart?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat. My favorite.
Mortal Kombat. Our favorite farts. Get over here and smell this.
Yes. Yes.
That's just the title. Like, it's just.
Yes, it's all coming together. Yes.
It's all coming together. That's DJ as I'm eating dinner. He's just like, it's all coming together.
I was like, yes, I can smell it now.
Oh my god,
the gas leak.
Yes, pot roast.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite fight?
My favorite fight was not a physical fight. It involved egg rolls, and it was a verbal fight. And it was the dinner scene with Kung Lao, Liu Kang, and Kano. Funniest shit in the movie, I think. Like, that's my favorite scene comedically, I think. You got Kano training with these guys all day, getting frustrated, getting his legs swept over and over, and all this guy wants is to sit down and have some egg rolls. And Kung Lao is gonna still be a jerk to him, and he's like, "You should lay off the egg rolls," And Liu Kang's coming at him, and he's like, "You're soft. You're like a bunny. You're just frustrated on the inside, but you're soft on the outside." Like, just calling him out, and you can just see Kano getting his rage just building and building and building, and eventually all three of them stand up and they're about to duke it out. And I think the line that really set Kano off was Kung Lao calling Kano a failure. And it's really cool, man. I didn't notice this the first time, but the second time I watched it, you can see Kano's eye just start to get all bloodshot, and then all of a sudden he releases a laser out of his eye, gets his arcana, and I mean, everyone's shocked, right? Everyone's like, holy shit, what the hell was that? But he's stoked. He's super stoked. He's bragging about it, of course. He's like, I knew I would get mine first,
I fucking told you.
I fucking told you I'd get mine first.
I knew it was gonna happen, kinda. Like, I figured it was going to happen that the quote unquote bad guy would have gotten it. The only thing, as like a Mortal Kombat video game fan, I wish his eye was like metal. Like, you know what I mean? Like from the original games. Well, you've never. If you've played the other ones, I'm sure he's in it. But he's.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, sequel. Yeah.
Like, sequel. I think they were alluding to it because he gets his face gets fucked up and scratched by the lizard guy, right?
Reptile.
Literally.
And he's got like these 3 crazy scars down his one eye, which eventually completely gets taken off, and he's like cyborg inside almost, or they like give him some sort of implant. But yeah, he's got like this crazy laser beam eye. I love the thing he says to Liu Kang, though. He turns to Liu Kang and he is like, "Ha! At least it's better than fireballs, you pussy."
I remember that. That was funny. Yeah,
fucking great.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Oh, that was a good pick for that. I like it.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, man, so much goodness in this episode. I was laughing earlier, Victor, because I was going to ask you guys your favorite kills, like your favorite like finishing move kills throughout the movie, and mine
Oh, I
was
thought you said kills. Like, Hanzo's family.
oh no like finishing him, dude. That's so dark. That's so dark.
I did it to see DJ's reaction.
I
But
feel
I mean,
like
it
we're about
was
to
at
reach
this
50
cool.
point,
episode, and
you
DJ's
just
gonna
do
start
stuff to
asking me
like.
things.
Yeah, I feel like at this point you just do stuff to make me uncomfortable.
Oh no, I like reactions. Plus, like, I mean, it was a very cool looking death. Come on,
Gas
dude.
leak, man.
Crickets.
Gas leak. Anyways,
Yeah,
uh,
I was gonna
I
ask you
think
guys your
I'll.
favorite kills.
Yeah, I think I'll take this one.
Go for it.
Maybe not a favorite kill, but I think a favorite move. I'll stick with. First off, Scorpion with his like chain spear type deal. I think whenever he just like starts throwing it around, it's pretty crazy. But in the beginning, when he just like makes a makeshift one, like just to fuck
From the
up all of
gardening
the
tool, right?
Lin yeah, like when he's in the fire garden and like the Lin show up, he's like, I don't need much. Just like, it just shows the badassery of him, and he's just flicking that bad boy around, like cracking necks and shit. I'm just like, okay, so right from the beginning, we have a dude that's like in his 60s, fucking shit up, and I thought that was pretty cool.
I got one. Favorite death. Favorite kill was when Shang Tsung killed Kung Lao. Because that's from the game. Oh man,
Yep.
your soul is mine. I'm like, ooh, that dude's fucked.
Yeah.
And then Cabal's like, I love this part. It's when you hear that scream. I'm just like, holy shit, Cabal and me get along. All right, cool. But that was one of my favorite scenes. Was just like seeing that actually done on screen, like properly, because they did it in the first. They did it in the first Mortal Kombat, but they didn't do it like. It's like he kind of like looked at them and they went into his eye. This one was like, yo, I'm draining your life force and your soul, and it's this person turning into a corpse. I thought that was pretty badass.
It was
That was
I
badass.
can't wait to see him
Yeah.
come back as like a revenant.
I hope so. Yeah, it was badass and sad all at the same time. I don't know how, but if they do a number 2, I hope somehow Kung Lao gets brought back, because he was definitely, I mean, clearly as we said earlier, he was one of our favorite characters.
Well,
I
mean,
don't think he's gonna, but
I
don't-
think he might, but they're not the only ones that are doing a number 2 around here. Hey yo. Anyways,
Crickets.
the farts.
cricket farts.
No,
Crickets
because-
farts.
Do
I
farts,
get it.
don't do
My
crickets.
favorite fart, yeah.
No, it was Vin. You know, never mind.
I will say one thing to Vince's point, where characters are going to come back, or if they are doing a number 2, Sub-Zero is going to become Noob Saibot.
Yeah, there's already talk about like people that are getting casted and stuff. We'll dive into that.
I
in
need a
second
Johnny
here.
Cage.
I was
I need
laughing
Johnny
earlier
Cage.
though, Victor, because my favorite death or kill was definitely that scene with Natara and Kung Lao with the saw blade.
Mhm.
Like that was pretty cool. But we already did all the details on that. So
Involves the shit.
Well,
dude.
what's your second favorite? What's your
my
second favorite?
second favorite kill, dude, there's so many. I mean, I did really enjoy the fight between Goro and Cole, where Cole gets his Arcana finally, and he like gets his suit and he starts getting powered up, and then he just cuts Goro's hand off and then guts him and then shoves his blade through his face. It's like, holy fuck, that's
I really thought for a second he was going to be in the movie. I thought he was Scorpion.
Yeah, I thought he was
But
a
like,
vessel too.
he didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I thought he was going to be like a vessel form, and then at the end he was just going to be like turning into him. I thought that would have been cool.
so. Is he not Scorpion? Is he not gonna be Scorpion, or what's the deal? I
No,
didn't really
he's,
understand.
he's
no,
an
no.
ancestor.
Yeah, so Scorpion is like, yeah, Scorpion was an ancestor that fought, that he came from the Nether realm, which is like another realm, and he just came to help him, and he's like, protect my bloodline, and then fucked up Sub-Zero. Cole is like an original character, like
So he's got his own stuff going on.
yeah, like
Yeah,
no one,
we've-
yeah,
Totally original. Never been in the games before. I think
That's
they made
pretty
him
cool.
just for the movie. So
I like his suit, man. Like the more damage he takes on, the more he gets powered up, and especially like Goro is the perfect villain or perfect opponent for that, right? Like he's probably one of the strongest characters.
He definitely has like an alpha kind of power, if that makes any sense. Like, and you know how in most fighting games you'll see like very, very different style fighters. Like his is very like that is an OP power, where it's like if you really think about it, in like a fighting tournament, when you fight people who are predominantly hitting you, your power is to charge up when people hit you. Like you don't get hurt and you get stronger and you could just like release it at once. Like he definitely has like, hey, that's the main hero power right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. I mean, once again, awesome movie. I mean, I think we've dissected this thing so much. Let's have fun now. Are you guys think they're going to make another one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
The only movie that that's keeping up with it right now is what, Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer has a huge following too. Like those are the top grossing movies right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked by a friend to go and see it in the movie theater, and I was like, I've never seen this before, ever.
Demon Slayer.
So, I've told you multiple times I've never seen Demon
Never
Slayer.
seen it either.
Dude, it's really good. But Mortal Kombat, it's for sure going to get a sequel because they did so much setting up for a sequel. Like it'd be a shame not to pay it off. Even the Citizen Cage thing, that's a huge drop for a sequel.
If I don't see Johnny Cage,
Citizen
I'm
Cage.
going to fuck somebody up at that studio. But no. It's I'm really hoping, and I hope the one character that I hope to see in the sequel would be Johnny Cage, obviously. But besides him, let me think. Quan Chi, maybe. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be a good one. That'd be very cool.
It's weird. I'm pretty sure this has like no actual factual basis behind it, but there's already things coming out about certain actors or actresses playing characters in Mortal Kombat 2. And there's no way, like the first one just came out. There's no way that anyone has been cast or even.
I don't know. I'd be jazzed.
They're talking about Gal Gadot playing Katana, which I feel like would just kind of be out of place.
Also, part of the charm of these movies, like all the Mortal Kombat movies,
relatively lesser known actors playing like the characters, which is cool. You don't want superstar power like with somebody coming in for like a minor character, or not even a minor character, just like not as huge a character in the game. If like Gal Gadot comes in and she's playing like Katana or something, I'd be like, now we're gonna have like a whole Katana movie. It's not gonna focus on everybody.
Not even that. Like I could definitely see them being like taking away from what makes the movie fun, which is like the dumb fights and the dumb dialogue. I'm sure if she would have come onto it, it'd be like, hey, let's try to put some depth in this movie. And it's like, dude, you're playing a chick with fans, and you're fighting a dude with claws coming out of his hand. Like,
ooh, I'd like to see Baraka. Now that would be fun.
That is as depth as you go. I can't imagine them. I heard Ryan Reynolds was like one of the rumors for, what was it, Johnny Cage?
For Johnny Cage, yeah, I heard that too. Ryan Reynolds, same thing, right? Like if you start putting all these stars in it. Plus, Ryan Reynolds is I love Ryan Reynolds, man.
That's the thing, though.
I love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's great at Deadpool. I think he's great at everything he does, but like I don't need another snarky Ryan Reynolds character out there. Like he's got enough snarky, funny characters.
Give me an original, like a lesser known actor, because the thing about it is the thing that makes Ryan Reynolds so cool is at one point he was just Van Wilder. Like he was that was like what he was known for. Yeah. And he just worked his way up and he did these weird and crazy movies like Blade and, Safe House. And then eventually he got his passion project with Deadpool done. And now everybody knows him as Deadpool. But like, he was just like the snarky, witty dude in every movie that I saw prior to that. So if we could get somebody like that, but that encompasses like Johnny Cage's swagger and like kind of like wittiness and that'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the newer like WWE cast, but there were rumors about The Miz playing
Oh
Johnny
yeah,
Cage, and I mean that I don't know if I would mind or not, because the Miz is very charismatic. He's funny. He's got that like kind of same uh, style as
I could see
Ryan
it.
Reynolds, and he's
Yeah.
definitely way lesser known as far as his acting goes.
so I heard, what is it? I saw the same thing that I'm sure you're referencing right now. The original actor that played Johnny Cage in the 1995 movie said he was like, yeah,
Lyndon
no,
Ashby.
yeah, Liz and
Yeah.
Ashby. He's like, yeah, that guy is perfect. That guy
Who?
would be perfect. I would like them to keep it in the realm of an actor, though. Like, who's the kid that played PETA in the Hunger Games?
Yeah,
Josh Hutcherson
yeah.
Josh
Josh
Hutcherson.
Hutcherson.
I'd like to see him do it
You
because
want to see Josh Hutcherson?
as
Wait, you
Johnny
want to see
Cage.
him play Luke Cage?
he
Or
he was going to try out for Spider-Man for the Tom Holland reboot. He's trained in stage martial arts,
I feel
and
like that guy's
he's
taking a
also
nap
very
every time he acts.
he's also very comedic. He was in what is it? Not Last Man on Earth. It's a really good Hulu series, a
The
comedic Hulu series.
superhero show.
No. It's like literally like like he's like a kind of like a funny loser, and he's been in a
About
bunch of B horror.
Future Man,
Future Man, yeah, and
directed
he's
by Seth Rogen.
yeah, and he also did like 4 like rom coms and stuff like that. He's funny and he's very athletic, and I feel like he's not on that pillar where he would be like, "Hey, let me change the movie so you guys can fit my acting style." No, it'd be the other way around. He's like, "No, I'll do what you want me to do, and I'm trained. I'm trained to know how to do what you want me to do." I would like to see him do it. That would be my pick if I could pick someone, cast someone for something.
I don't know. I'm sticking with David here as far as like keeping it to a very not so well known cast. Like I think the top known actor in this movie was the guy that played Hanzo, and he's been in a couple other things. He's more famous on he's more famous in Asia, but like I don't
Liu
know.
Kang too.
Even
Liu Kang.
Josh Hutcherson, you bring him into Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, what the heck? Why are you here?
So what is it? Luda Lin. Liu Kang was also Luda Ling was the Black Power Ranger.
He was
Yeah, from
in the Power Ranger reboot movie
and
that came out
he was
in
in
2015,
yeah. So all right, fine.
2017.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't. I would
He's just saying
rather.
you're not right.
No, I would rather
like,
see them stick to a kind of a lesser known cast to kind of keep that same feel of the movie.
I'm curious too because if they're going to make a sequel, would you think that they would bring back Scorpion? Because they're going to bring back
Yes.
Sub-Zero for sure. There's
no way you're bringing back. Well, look, Bihan will not be Sub-Zero anymore. I believe Bihan will be turned into
Noob.
Noob, and then we'll get Quang Lang. I'm saying his name wrong, but Bihan's brother as the Sub-Zero now.
Yeah,
and that would be so cool.
That'll be really cool. I'm very hoping 2 of the crowd favorites, because everyone knows the ninjas. I would very, very much like them to introduce the robots that everyone would want to see properly done, which is Cyrax and Sector. Yeah, the 2 red robots. I would the red robot and the yellow robot. I would love to see them bring them into like Earthrealm. Since they mentioned the Netherrealm, there are fighters for the Netherrealm, which I feel like Scorpion would be one of them. I don't know. I'm excited for number 2. Number 2 seems like it'd be like a really odd movie. What do you, as an like for the most part uninitiated, Vince? What are your hopes if they bring this back? I'm curious.
Honestly, if they bring it back, I hope it just feels the same as this first one, except for a little bit more progressed into the story of the worlds that they live in, because this was kind of like very introductory. We meet our characters, we figure out what's going on, we fight. That's it. That's the movie. So like if they were to do another one, I would want them to kind of go more into the universe of it and really get like the meat and potatoes of it, and keep the same feel of it, which hopefully some of the characters that got killed can get brought back somehow. Kano, like, bring him back, please.
They're going to bring back
a lot of bad guys that got killed. I wish we could have seen a little bit more of them, especially Cabal. But yeah, there's no doubt that there will be a second one. But if they do, I think that's kind of what I'm expecting. What about you guys?
I've already, I've already said I'd like to see some more characters introduced, and
Yeah,
along the same lines as UV, which is just wanting to see the story progress a little bit more. Maybe see an actual tournament, and that'd be cool.
a tournament would be dope. But speaking of number 2, it's time to go.
That's
I'm
very
looking
well
at the
done.
clock.
Yeah.
Bro,
We're
that
just
was
about there, fellas.
dude, that was the best segment I've ever heard you fucking do in my segment I've ever heard you do in my fucking life. Holy shit.
I mean, we can't top that,
Nope.
especially since it's been a gas leak year. So, as always, I am Sundance, aka DJ.
I am Slake the Vic Rodriguez.
And I'm Space Case. Guys, if you don't know, we're on YouTube. Go check us out on YouTube. Obviously, we're on Spotify. You guys know that.
Hit that like and subscribe
Yeah,
button.
hit the likes, hit the subscribe button. You know all the YouTube jib jab. If you made it this far, we appreciate you guys. We love you. Thanks for sticking around. And we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Adios.